Ondo State was created on February 3rd, 1976 by the then military administration of General Murtala Mohammed after it was separated from the old Western region, and that's 49 years old. A child who is 49 years old must have gotten somewhere. In the process, we've had 19 leaders, 12 military administrators, and 7 civilian governors. And that will be our focus today, as Ondo State clocks 49 after its creation. And Ondo State at 49, a journey of growth and transformation. We'll see how about that on the program today. Thank you for joining me on Osrc TV. My name is Adebimpe Akindele, and I will be speaking with someone who has, at least who has, knows about the history of the state since he's been a part of it for all the years. This person I'm talking about was a councillor in Ondo State between 1991 and 1993. He was a member of the, he was a senior special assistant to the governor during that time on due process between 2009 to 2013. He was also a member of the House of Representatives in 2015 to 2019. And of course, he sponsored a bill that time on abrogation of state-local government joint account. Thank you for joining me this evening on the program, Honorable Olowokere, Afe Olowokere.
It is a pleasure. Thanks very much.
I've had you on the program before, and it was very educating. I hope today will be as usual.
Well, we hope to be to have it so.
Let's start this way. We had a 49-year-old child, son or daughter. What will you have expected the child to be or to have become at this time?
Well, thanks very much, the moderator. A child at 49, either a female or a male, one would have expected that he must be a married person, was also giving birth to children as God bless them, or him or her. And now, educating the children, nurturing and putting them on the right path of life. So, meaning that we expect such a person to have become a matured person, self-reliant, and somebody who can take decision, positive one on his own, and who has, lot of positive pursuits and agenda, and somebody who is really making progress in all his or her endeavors. That is it.
Okay, so do you see Ondo State in that light at the moment?
Ondo State, we give glory to God. Yes, the state was created in 1976, and we have come of age, and our forefathers who started the whole thing, they put us on the path of progress. Because I will start with the Baba Jashin administration in 1979. Yeah. That's just 3 years after the state was created. And you can see that that administration really put Ondo State on the path of progress in so many ways. I can recollect vividly that that administration, within a span of 4 years, established more than or close to 20 MDAs, close to 20, don't let me say ministry, industries agencies to really facilitate development of Ondo State, and these industries were established to cater for very critical aspects of our lives, of human lives, very critical aspects of human life. Maybe you permit me to mention just a few. I remember that that administration put in place what is called Uluwa Glass. They put in place Premier Metals, Uluwa Glass in Bokoda, Premier Metals in Ondo, Nirowi Furniture in Ondo as well, Ileluji Cocoa Industry. They put in place Oweno Mass, Power Palm. They put in place Ondo State University at Ado-Ekiti then. They put in place Ifon Ceramic. They put in place what's it called? Confidence Insurance. They put in place Oweno Bank, and and all this, as I've said, were to cater for the critical aspects of people of Ondo State, and one that our people will be, that time were gainfully employed. You see, at least in all of these establishments that I've mentioned. Well, it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that the military regime that took over after that administration and the successive one, ran down all these establishments that today I don't even know anyone that is surviving. I don't even know anyone that is surviving. So
we have 6 military administrations between Papa Adashi and the next person, Bamidele Olumilua.
Yes. So the successive military administration, destroyed all these establishments. They destroyed the whole establishment.
But okay, since Bamidele Olumilua, we also had 4 more military administrations. But since Chief Adebayo Adefarati in 1999 and till date, we've had civilian administration.
Yes, thanks very much. In 1999, you will remember that I think 1996, there was a creation of Ekiti out of Ondo State, if I'm not mistaken. So you remember that it was Adekunle, Adefarati regime that re-established a new university. The old university was in Ado-Ekiti,
yes,
which went away with Ekiti State. So it was the regime of Adebayo Adefarati that now established what we have today as Ondo State University, or Adekunle Ajasin University, which started with the name Ondo State University at Akungba. It was that administration, and not only that, that administration, did a lot of things, at least to really make our people to forget the sad aspect and bad experience that we had from the military. That was the beginning of the democratic administration as we have it today. That was that 1999. And, the regime tried to establish some schools and recruited massively teachers, massively teachers to monumental destruction of our heritage, a monumental one by this military interregnum military administration between that Baba Ajashin in 2003 and we can say Adebayo Adefarati, because the Olumilua administration was short-lived. it was just an administration for just with 1.5 years, 1.5 years, which was not even enough for them to start off, you know, all the implementation or the execution of the budget of that regime. So we can say that it was the military really held us down between 2003, when they violently overthrew that Adekunle Ajasin administration in the.
It's been 25 years. Are you saying that nothing could have been done to rectify or to, to salvage the situation that was created by the military at that time before Baba Farati came on board?
Yes, lot of things have been done. Lot of things have been done. Lot of things have been done, at least by the successive administration, civilian administration. During, I told you what Adebayo Adefarati was able to do during his own time, but all these anomalies, all these problems created by the military could be addressed just overnight. So I'm saying that the civilian administration, one, when they came in, it gave the people the opportunity to now participate in their own government, to have contribution. Because I remember, as a member of Ondo State House of Assembly between 1999 and 2003, there are some critical issues that we attended to, invite, organizing public public meetings and hearing the views of the people, so that in the process they were able to at least make contribution to the governance of the state. At least that was a sharp departure from what it used to be when we were being governed or ruled by their draconian decrees and edicts. So things began to change. At least people became conscious of the activities of government, and they became conscious of their own role in governance, and they became conscious of the dual obligation, or the let me say the obligation of the government to the people, and the obligations of the people to the government.
I'm still going to ask questions. I'm still going to dwell on that. I told you that it's been 25 years since the 1999, 29th of May, when Baba Adebayo Adefarati came on board. And you mentioned all of these. Oluwa glass is still there. We still have Ifon Ceramicon of these. They have become moribund. And I'm saying that since 25 years, why have we not had anything coming out from the civilian administrations as regards these industries that would have been, a source of job creation, job opportunities for the teeming unemployed people in the state? That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I agree with you that all these industries are moribund. have been done over the years is now to, there have been what is called a paradigm shift. Okay. A paradigm shift in governance and administration. What do I mean by paradigm shift? It has been discovered, you see, that even these industries that went down were caused by human elements. And it is because of the orientation of our people that yes, government have no business. Government have no business in doing business or sort of things. So that so the shift now is government now encouraging what is called private-public partnership in setting up some activities that can now assist our people. I remember that the successive regime, like I've said, I've also tried to put up some things. For example, when Agagu came on board, he established University of Science and Technology in Okutupwa. At least that have employed some indigenes of the state, workers there, that catchment area where the university is sited. Then when Mimiko came on board, established not trauma center, the medical Unimed. So these are
the trauma center is the layman's description of that place.
Yes, but I'm letting our people to know that a university is there,
of course,
and is functioning well. So these are some of the things, and like I've said, it has also it is now in vogue, a popular thing that government cannot really succeed in going into ventures, industries that private people can better handle.
Do you think Ondo State is ripe for that kind of private partnership?
Of course. Yes, that's
considering the economic problems, tariff hike, considering the electricity supply, the epileptic electricity supply, and all the rest. Do you think any industry can survive on generating sense?
This issue of power issue is not the state government is not responsible for that. That is in the purview of what is called the exclusive list, that is under the management of the federal government. So, and that is even why.
But it contributes. It contributes to part of the problems.
Of course,
investors.
Of course.
I know a lot of some malls, some bakeries in Akure that are foreign. That used to be foreign bakeries that we used to go to, but they are folded up now because of what I just mentioned.
Yes, that's a total embarrassment to the whole nation, and it is a national problem. And that also add value or add point to what I've just said, that in fact that does not really encourage government going to industry, because what it will cost to even run these industries, at the end of the day the business will not thrive. So it is better to leave that under private investors, having little partnership with the government.
Honorable Okere, thank you. So how has Ondo State fared in southwest region of the country?
Yes, Ondo State is not faring badly. It's not, except that I must say that I know that Ondo State and Ogun State, they were created the same day, 1976, and I must acknowledge that if one gets to Abeokuta today, Akure, the state capital of Ondo State, is like a glorified village. We must acknowledge that. And much has not been done in the state capital. Not that the successive regime have not really worked. They have worked. Only that what really should have been given to the state capital has not been given to the state capital. We must acknowledge that. And look at even Ekiti State, Ado, Ekiti State that was created 20 years after Ondo State. We get to Ado today. Compare Ado to Akure, it is not so sharing.
Are you blaming the successive governments?
I'm not really blaming them, and I'm blaming them.
Okay.
Blaming in the sense that the what ought to have been done, the recognition, the projects, especially road infrastructure that ought to have been done in Akure has not and was not done. And particularly, I must say that if you get to our today, you see almost all the nooks and crannies tired. Why? Because the last governor was from Owo, which shouldn't be. Akure is the state capital. So what I'm saying, in totality, the successive government, they have worked. They have worked. They have done, because today, every state, even the whole country, is feeling the effects of the devaluation of our currency, and it's affecting almost everything. So, but what I'm just saying is that, yes, despite this quantum of work that have been done, the state capital, has not gotten a fair share.
You know what I actually meant by that question? I was by how has Ondo State fared in the Southwest. I meant the role that Ondo State has played among its peers in the Southwest.
Yes, thanks very much. Coming to that, yes, Ondo State, I said it earlier, that it has fared well. Take, for example, the security architecture that was put in place a few years back. This Amotekun of a thing was championed by our own late governor, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. He championed it. In fact, if not for his commitment and temerity to that particular agenda, maybe much wouldn't have been done in the Southwest. But for his own commitment, for his own articulation, at least that Amotekun came on board and still, assisting the security architecture in the Southwest. And that is why today we are not really seeing the incessant kidnapping activities that is taking place in other zones in the Southwest. So we have to commend him for that. Then also in education, we are still leading. We are still leading, in the Southwest. I remember some of our children that applied for JAM, POSUEMI, whatever. The cutoff mark that is given to Ondo State is different from the one that is given to Oyo State. It's different from the one given to Ogun State, and it is because of the standard of education here and the leadership that is being provided by the successive administration in Ondo State in respect of education. So, in essence, one would say that Ondo State is not faring badly within the Committee of States in Southwest Nigeria.
Okay. Do you think Ondo State has made use of its natural resources, untapped or tapped, in the development of the state? And what are the things you think should be done to ensure that the state is given the necessary growth in the next decade?
Yes, the exploration of, you see, that is some areas, especially when I was a member of House of Representatives, that was some areas where we were trying to, call for some modification, some amendments in our constitution. And what do I mean? All the exploration of mineral resources, is in the exclusive list. What do I mean by exclusive list? That is, the exclusive list, is the areas where only the federal government can legislate and can act. So the state does not have any right to by itself explore any mineral resources that is located in the state. It is in the under the control of the federal government. It is not just that yes, we have oil deposit that we can now go and by ourselves exploit the oil. So that is why we are now clamoring for this policy of allowing the or decentralizing some of these functions, the functions that have been centralized, concentrated at the center. We are clamoring that it should be decentralized, and that can only be possible when we are ready to go for full federalism, which will now allow the subunits, to have control over their resources and be able to explore the resources, manage it themselves, and maybe what will be their obligation is just to make little contribution to the center. But that is not the practice today. So we cannot blame Ondo State that okay, the mineral resources in Ondo State, yes, we are very rich in it, but that we have not been able to exploit to our own advantage because we do not enjoy the right to do it as a state. So it's under the control of the federal government. So that is why we cannot blame Ondo State or the leadership who have been there for that. For example, I remember, particularly during the Ade regime, they made effort for the exploration of our bitumen because the deposit of bitumen in Ondo State, research has it that is second largest in the whole world, the bitumen that we have in Ondo State. And again, when Agagu came on board, because he was a geologist and somebody who have more understanding of that particular area, made efforts even for the exploration of the bitumen. But alas, maybe licensing those that will do the exploration will have to come from the federal government. And once it was not approved by the federal government or supported by the federal government, there was little or nothing they could do. So
let's you sponsored a bill on abrogation of state and local government joint account, and when you were a councillor?
No, a member of representatives.
Of House of Representatives,
yes.
Sorry. And then, Honorable Olokere, in 2015, you also moved a motion on the need to sustain and promote democratic local government administration and good governance. How did you feel about that ruling, the Supreme Court ruling that gave autonomy to local governments last year, and in comparison to the ODEC election that was just concluded in Ondo State? How do you feel about that?
Yes, thank very much, the moderator. When I was in House of Representatives, I sponsored 3 bills that that have something to do with local government administration. The first one is the one you read. I sponsored the bill on the need to abrogate state local government joint account. And also, I sponsored a bill on the need to promote democratically elected local government administration. And number 3, I sponsored a bill on the need to abrogate or scrap State Independent Electoral Commission. And my reason is this. I told you earlier that I was once a councillor and one of the first set of legislators at the local government level. Between 1991 and 93, we were the first set of legislators at the local government level. And not only that, that time is referred to as the golden era of local government in Nigeria. That was when Babangida was at the top military president. And this financial autonomy that the Supreme Court recently granted was in operation there. Our allocation were sent to us, directly from the federation account between 1999 and 1993. And the local government then performed a lot. I remember during our own tenure, we tarred road. Look, you can imagine. We tarred road. We built health center, maternity center, markets, and all those things that were in the touch schedule as functions of the local government. We were able to touch almost all. In fact, during our time, we recruited primary school teachers. And we are the one that recruited the primary health care.
How do you feel about the local government election that was just held?
Yes, I'm just making some that now that it is only when local government enjoy financial autonomy that local government can make impacts on the development of the rural area, rural communities, and on the people at the grassroots.
Do you see that coming well?
Of course, now that the autonomy has been granted, and fortunately the federal government now insisted that those that will enjoy that autonomy must be people that are democratically elected at the local government, as just that bill that has sponsored meant. That why? It's because the caretaker system, it is an amorphous system, really. It's something that is unwarranted and uncalled for. That system do not allow those who operate at the local government level to be accountable to the people. They are only answerable to those who appoint them.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
They say who plays the piper, they say the tune. If somebody gives you an appointment which you did not work for, which you did not ask for, who will you be accountable to? It's the person.
What's the difference when state governments last year conducted local government elections, and in all the states that local government elections have been conducted, the ruling party.
That's true. But the difference is still that at least election was conducted. Other political parties contested, participated. At least that still give a semblance of people's involvement. It's different from when they were just handpicked and put there. Then why I sponsored the abrogation of State Independent Electoral Commission? My position then at the floor, my argument then was that as long as State Independent Electoral Commission continue to conduct election, it will be difficult for any opposition party candidate to win. We have seen that all over. It is not just about a particular state. It is always everywhere. And why? It is because and I've even said in my position then that that was the instrument that states across the country were using to hold the local government at the jugular. Once even a State Independent Electoral Commission is not constituted, then there won't be an election. Then the governor now will have a leeway to just appoint his own. So, But the problem we are having now is just that we are clamoring for the decentralization of power, for the reduction in the functions and duties that have been imposed on the federal government by itself, so that their burden could be lessened. If that is, in fact, that was the area where I got myself a bit, demobilized. That, okay, do we now say that the function of the conduct of local government elections should now be transferred to national INEC? It means we are still encouraging the over-centralization of functions. But there is a way out. There must be a way by which this independence and autonomy of local government can still be guaranteed. And I think one of the ways is to constitute a commission that will oversee the election of local government alone for the country, and take that duty from the State Independent Electoral Commission. If we want our democracy at the local government level, at the grassroots level, to be very rich, to be very rich and impactful, for people, for those that are coming, to be those who really watch their onions, people who know what they want to do at the local government, who understand the system and who have something to offer, who want to add values to the lives of the people and the grassroots. So there must be an agency or a commission that is saddled with that responsibility of conducting local government election that will be independent of both the federal and the state governor. Okay. That is my position on that.
All right, Honorable, what are your hopes and aspirations for Ondo State now as it celebrates its 49th birthday? What you expect to see in the future?
Thanks very much. Well, I expect the Ondo State,
especially with the new governor who's just...
Yes, with the new governor, young and vibrant governor, to take Ondo State, from the level we are now to a higher level in terms of education, in our health system. In our health system, when I mean health system, it means the combinations of all things that relate to the health use of the people and the society. And then to make Ondo State, as our name, to make Ondo State to shine the more. And I believe we can do that. At least the present government, we are expecting this government, to pursue that seaport, the Ondo State seaport, the completion and the implementation of that, so that the economic activities in Ondo State will begin to boom, and people in Ondo State will be engaged. We are looking forward to Ondo State, like I've said, that will take the lead in the southwest in all areas, so that we continue to shine again. So that is what we expect, that our education will continue to lead. And to do that, it means that more must be done on infrastructure. More must be done on funding of education, so that to continue to lead.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on the program, Honorable Afeolo Okere. The topic has been Ondo State at 49, a journey of growth and transformation. Today, I must say that I didn't say happy birthday to Ondo State at the beginning of the program, and this is just wishing Ondo State a very good happy birthday, and of course many growth and development in years to come. And we have talked about happenings since Ondo State was created, and my guest has been Honorable Afeolo Okere, who started as a grassroots politician. He was up till the House of Representatives, and then he was senior special assistant to an administration between on due process, Governor Olusegun Mimiko. We have talked about it, and for students of history, you may have gained one or two things on the program today. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget, pray for Ondo State, so that Ondo State will continue to grow, especially under the new administration of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa. Thank you for watching the program today. My name is Adebimpe Akide. Bye now.